All right, pregame thoughts, Padres and the Pirates, game 2 of 3 in this series. Will the Padres get their first win against the Pittsburgh Pirates this season? Sounds pretty embarrassing to be asking that question, but that's where we are. Padres obviously with the bad loss yesterday. Darvish was not on his A game, not on his B game. He was pretty bad. But the good news, I guess, from that was the Padres didn't have to use any of their big relievers. But I know I've said this multiple times already in this season. At some point, let's just use Josh Hader. Let's just use Robert Suarez. I'm not saying yesterday was the time to do it, but like tonight, for example, when was the last time Hader and Suarez pitched? It feels like it's been a while. Was it the first game of the Detroit series? I think that's when it was. Feels like it's been a while. So let's use these guys. Time is ticking. I know they didn't lose ground on the wild card race yesterday because it's not even really a race right now. These wild card teams just aren't very good. But time is still ticking. Let's use the best relievers. Who knows how many more days the Padres are going to have Josh Hader. It seems like they're going to keep him, but don't know what's really going to happen there. Is tonight Blake Snell's last start in a Padre uniform? Don't know. We shall see there. Or his last start at Petco, I should say, because I think he would make one more start before the deadline, or it might be the day of the deadline that he'd make that start. Whatever. But yeah, getting back to the bullpen, it should be in good shape today. Avila threw over 40 pitches yesterday. Nick threw, but the big guys should be ready to go today. So if it's a close game, hopefully Bob Melvin, hopefully Ruben Niebla go to Suarez, they go to Hader, they go to those big guys. Lineup-wise today, I'll get to Snell here in a second. Lineup-wise, Croney's not in there, and everyone that knows me knows that I love Jake Cronenworth, favorite player, him and Musgrove, love those guys, but I realize that Croney has had a bad year, and the numbers, he continues to regress, the numbers just continue to go down, the OPS. It hasn't been a full season this year, so you do have to throw that out there, but it's been a big sample size, just like this team. This team, not a good baseball team. They're under 500, and Croney, he has not played well this season, just hasn't played well. And so, yeah, having Campy DH today, having Croney not be in the lineup, is Croney the best option right now to be playing every day? I think that there's a good case to say no. Now, I'm not saying he should be benched for tomorrow as well, and they should bench him for a week and all that, because he still does provide value defensively, and he isn't swinging and missing very much. I read in Kevin Acey's newsletter earlier today, he's not swinging and missing very much at all recently. So there is still value there, but he's just not producing at the level that we all expected him to produce, or maybe some were hoping that he would produce, some maybe weren't expecting him to produce very much. But I think we're all pretty surprised that it's this bad this season. And Campy DHing, that's just more urgency from Bomel. He decided not to DH Campy the other day. I think the series finale it was in Detroit. And he probably realized, probably wasn't the best thing to do there because we need to win ball games, and Luis Camposano got to have this guy in the lineup because he's a better choice to have in the lineup than someone like Matt Carpenter. And who knows, it's 1 of 162 to have Campy DH here. If Gary gets hurt, you have to use pinch hitters, okay. What are the odds that Gary gets hurt? So and end of the day, got to win games. So I think it's the right decision to have Campy DH here with Gary behind the plate for Blake Snell. My underdog fantasy pick for today, I'm going to go Blake Snell lower on the pitch count. I believe it's 100.5. I would take the lower on that every day of the week when Blake Snell is on the mound. If he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But I'm going to take that every day of the week. 7 walks in that Toronto outing. And those are one of those games where it's Padres probably should have won that game. He kept them in the game. He only allowed 1 run there. So I obviously am not expecting him to walk 7 tonight. But it is the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Padres have not been able to beat this Pittsburgh Pirates team yet this season. So, I mean, should I expect this Padres team to win today? I should, because of the trends, right? They played bad the last couple games, so they're going to play really, really well tonight, right? But I don't blame you if you expect this team not to win just because you've seen the last 2 games. But again, if you're following the roller coaster, up, down, more downs than ups, but you're following that. They've had 2 bad games, so tonight they're due to win like 9-1. So I guess that's what I should expect going in. Again, fans in the comments, you might not expect that because you're just going to be, you're just going to look at everything from the negative point of view. And again, I don't blame you for that because that's just how the season has gone. And it's not like you're doing that from the beginning of the season. You've had a large sample size to form that thought, form that opinion, right? So post-game reaction coming up after the game. Padres, Pirates, who knows what the heck is going to happen. Yes, I'm wearing the Jim is an idiot shirt. So John and Jim's on right now if you want to go listen to those guys. See you after the game.